Hey everyone, good morning. Oh, we look like we're in the news.
So fancy. Hello everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. We are talking to people who are live all over the world. If you guys can tell us where you're from, you can just send it in the chat, in the YouTube chat, so we can just have an idea where everybody is from. That will be amazing.
Yeah, I know some of you already know us, right? So I'm Carolina.
I'm Melka. Hi, everyone.
So I'm the head of partnership here at Fiji, and I'm trying to do my best here to really make our partnership really successful throughout the year, of course. And Melka?
I am the high school coordinator, so I'm the one that prepares all the students that are about to go to the university, and this is so excited for them.
Yeah.
They started preparing themselves with the portfolio, with everything. In
so many
grade.
things. Oh my God, yeah.
I believe. So shall we start?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay.
I think maybe some questions for the ones that are coming in, maybe?
Yeah, of course.
So we asked already where they're from, right? And maybe where, what kind of, if it is college or university, I think it's a good information for us to have a clear understanding of where we're going with our conversation, right?
Yes, that would be amazing.
All right. So some of you already know about Efígies. We're very passionate when we present. Some of you already, wow, when we're done with our presentation, like, hey, I've never seen an agency like this. So Efígies focused really on education in itself. So why is that? Efígies has our entire team has the objective of studying and understanding customer behavior there as students, and where and how they proceed and search for universities or colleges, and even, of course, high schools, but now we're specifically talking about universities. So we have to study daily what we can do differently, and I think we can present, right?
Yes,
our slides. I think we can start. There you go. Thank you, Fabio. All right, so Efígies missions we're going to talk about, right? And who we are. Basically, already told you about who we are, but more specifically about Dr. Lara, right? And what is going on. You want to?
Yes, because in order to understand what students want, we need to understand what's going on in their mind. We need to understand how they're feeling. Okay, so let's start with to talk about Efígies a little bit, and I know most of you guys already know us, but I want to tell you a little bit more about us and why we're so different.
Yeah. All right, so as I told you, we always study customer behavior, so that's why we innovate constantly. So one of the innovations that most of you already know is the mock classes, right? So the mock classes is here to give value to students. So it's not a propaganda, it's not marketing. It's really to give a perspective for students. Okay, maybe I like this health and science area or technology, or maybe I gain some perspective to study in my area. And many of the participants are university students, so they can analyze what they're doing, what can they do and study in the future, right? So it's very positive for our students. And of course, the word is trustworthy, right? There are lots of agencies out there, but students really, Efígies really focuses on registering everything that we talk about and really organize our communication. So for example, we have every 2 weeks we have meetings with our partnerships, with our partners, and to talk about any updates that they have. So when we talk to students, we have that accessibility, I think, and
like we have all the updates at all times, because it changes, right? Besides having this trustworthy relationship with the student, with the family, and with our partners, because it's not really partnership, right? It's more like colleagues.
Yeah, we always say that.
So close together. And this is very important. Another thing that's important for Efígie is mental health. With everything that's going on, Efígie puts our students' mental health first.
Exactly.
Like they need to be prepared. They need to be mentally prepared not to give up. They need to be mentally prepared to spend 4 years abroad. They need to be, even 6 months, you need to prepare. And with everything that's going on out there, we need to give them this kind of support. We need to give them this kind of help that they need,
Exactly. And the topic that we wrote there, educate students, of course, there is the mock classes, but there are some workshops that we do with our students. So one example is how to do an interview, right, in a university. How to create essays, how to go well on a TOEFL, IELTS test. So all those workshops combined is very useful for students, and they create confidence, right? They lack confidence because they are afraid of what they don't know. So once they have this knowledge, right? Knowledge is power. So when they have this knowledge, they confront, right, their issues or their worries with more confidence. Apart from the mock classes, you guys know also that we are going to have University Global Week. It's going to start on June 7th. And that week gives a perspective to students of all the universities that are available, that they identify with. And that's very exciting for students. And of course, at the end of the year, we have our famous Efígie Talks Fair. This will give students opportunity to showcase their portfolio. No other fair has this, right? Other fairs has games or challenges, but this challenge is really to make their mark, to present themselves and to present the enigma that they have to find out, right?
Efígie Talks actually does this on purpose, okay?
Yeah.
Because Brazilian students, they don't have a life outside of the classroom, let's say. They don't apply everything. As soon as that bell rings and they go home, that's it for the day. They don't go beyond. And this is what we do. We help them go beyond. In all of these that Kara was talking about, everything is inside the My Way program.
Yes, exactly.
The My Way program, it's just what it's called. It's My Way. So we're helping students find their way with their career, with the right university, because there has to be a certain kind of fit right there, with the personality of the university or the school and the student. It's very important that both of them identify with each other. And we do want to send a prepared student, and a student that's going to become an ambassador maybe, that's going to be, represent you guys, the universities everywhere.
Exactly.
So this is the main goal.
Perfect. And like Melka said, ambassador, right? That's our objective. We don't want just another student. We want an ambassador, a Brazilian representative, let's say. So if they feel like they are in the right place because they had a no problem, let's say, phase to go inside university to get there, and it's a very positive, it's a very happy moment for them. And once they get there, it's exactly what they expect. That's our objective. And they will create a community for themselves over there and be an ambassador, right? And of course, bring the brand of the universities throughout their lives. Our 50 high schools partnerships really understand this and really participate in all the workshops that we have. But My Way program has a combination of everything: education, events, and opportunities for students to really practice their soft skills. So when they are inside My Way program, they get to grow, right, as a person. And to do that, we have a new exciting program that we created this year, which is the badges, right? It's a cryptified badges that multinational companies use, that we're going to create a program, a process for students to go throughout these badges and be from, for example, skill learner to a master of soft skills and public speaking, for example. So very exciting stuff.
The badges are going to be amazing because they will have some steps to follow, they will have some stuff to learn. It's going to be so much easier even to apply to the university.
Yes,
it's
exactly.
going to be amazing. But to talk about all of this and to talk about Efígie, we do need to talk about Dr. Laura.
Yes, for sure.
Our amazing CEO, we wouldn't be here without her. So everyone in the company is trained by her. Dr. Laura has 20 years in the education system. So, she's done it all.
Yes, she created courses for universities here in Brazil.
Yes, she did. She created the Badges program, the My Way program, the counseling program at Efígie.
Yes.
So everything was designed by Dr. Laura. We are a small family here.
Yeah.
Okay, we do work very close together, but let's focus on Dr. Laura. She holds a PhD in sociology. She is now the Director of International Relations at INB, a nonprofit association, okay? Dr. Laura was recently named Academic VP at EduBank. Just by her curriculum, you know that we are a team that is very prepared, that loves what we do. She's 20 years on the job, so she must love it. And we do also. So this passion comes from her, and we're all in the same boat with her.
Yeah, we're very grateful for her because she taught us things that we normally wouldn't find on Google or any courses out there, right? All right. Okay, so now we're going to talk about what's going on today, right? So after almost, I'm going to say 2 years because it feels that it's going to be like very fast. It's going to pass very fast. So it's going to be almost 2 years now, next year on March, right? I think March.
I think so.
Of COVID. It seems like 3 years for me, actually. But we're going to talk about some data that we took from our 50 partnerships schools.
Yes, we do. We do have 50 partner high schools, and we did a quick research with them. Okay, so we went around and talked to students to understand what was going on. Okay, so who hasn't felt anxious, depressed, stressed, and doesn't know what's going to happen tomorrow? Everybody is. Everybody is worried. Will I be able to travel? What's going to happen? Am I going to get vaccinated? With COVID, everything's changing. So we did a quick research with our partners and with students from ages 18 to 25, okay? 73% do believe that society will not come out of this situation in the same way. On this graph that I'm showing you guys, we asked them if they believe relationships will get better after COVID. 50% believe that COVID will leave some sort of legacy. to everyone. 42% neither agree or disagree, and only 12% disagree. Okay, that we are going to come out of this better. So this is, if you analyze this, it might mean that regardless of social distancing, relationships do remain the same. Mm-hmm. Okay, so students still close together with the families, they still close together with the friends, and this is very important. Okay, because social media did all of this, right? Yeah. With the Zoom meetings, with a meeting like this that we're doing right now, everything changed.
And this is actually why we are doing this, right? We're stepping out of our comfort zone. We never done this before, right?
I know.
But we need to step out of our comfort zone because students need also too. So they will see us here and they know what we're doing now because we have a close community. We told them that, okay, this is new for us. It's very challenging for us, but just follow us and see how it goes, right? In our journey for knowledge, right? And soft skills, of course.
Exactly. And students were also asked if Brazil would be a better place to live after COVID. Brazil's going through a little bit of a rough patch with the coronavirus and everything. But they were asked about the post-pandemic and how they felt. 49% disagree that Brazil will be a better place. 40% believe that's not going to change, and only 11% believe that we'll leave some sort of good legacy, let's say, like valuing relationships, valuing family, and all of that. Only 11% believe this. Yeah. We need to understand how they are feeling to better approach them, to better talk to them, to better get them involved in everything. And this is why this data is important.
Yeah, of course. So to co-validate that, we did a really research on the Google search engine, and we put everything that it corresponds to productive tools. Why is that? Because since students are, of course, more at home with their parents and need to study and need to interact with friends, they are feeling that they don't have control of anything. Because once they're in school, they have schedules to look forward to, and adults to discipline them on, okay, so you have to do this, you have to do that, right? So at home, they need themselves to organize, right? And the productive tools increased. So why we focused on this? Because of our counseling program. Our counseling program is basically a timeline of a student's activities. So the students will have control and they will have the what they will expect in the future. So for example, next week they have to turn in a draft for essay, for example. So they have all the time, dates, and everything that they need to do in order to succeed, in order to be in a university, right? So we search for the productive tools because parents also were looking for it. So the age of this research, we combined ages from 14 to 18, and then compared to adults, right? I think it was 26 to 48. And they all matches, right? They are both looking for tools to organize themselves inside their houses. So that is a good point because we need to give them value. So one of the tips that we're going to talk about at the end is to give them ebooks or maybe lives and workshops about how to get organized, for example, a week before arriving at the country, the new country of the university, right? So all of these tools, all of these productive tools is very important for students, for them to be comfortable when they arrive at the university, and then happy, of course. We want always for them to be happy and confident. And another research that we did is, of course, the abroad education. So did it increase or decrease, right, in the COVID? So, of course, it increased, but why, right? We did a research about this, and the basic response that we got is students are communicating more with their parents. So the household communication has increased a lot. So all of the passions and interests of students are increasing rapidly, and they want to talk to someone. So maybe they talk to friends, but their parents are always there now, so they are talking more to parents. So that's why we at Efígie here are receiving lots of interest in the counseling program because of that. Okay, so my kid just told me that he's interested in going abroad. What can I do? What can you do to help me?
Where do we start?
Exactly. So that research is very, it matches with our survey, our internal survey, right? And of course the entire Brazil, which is the Google research of abroad education. So that was very interesting also.
And with all of this information, what is Efígie doing to help? Okay, like we said in the beginning, we're different. We all know this already. Inside the My Way program, we have the little My Way tree right there. So you can see the branches. You know, the My Way guides you all over, okay? Because what do students need from us as an agency? They don't need to know their visa. They don't need, youth to buy their ticket. They want to know how they're going to apply. They want to make their portfolio look better. They want that dream school, that dream university. They want the full experience. That's what they want. And that's what they expect from us. We need to mentally prepare them, not just with, knowledge, but also, psychological. And inside the My Way tree, we do have the mock classes where the students, they will watch one hour class from a partner university, and that will give them the idea if that is really their path. Is this really what I want to do? Is this really it? They can have a little taste with different types of professors, different types of university. You need to know. With the Efígie Talks, our amazing fair, they have the amazing opportunity to talk to everyone, to talk to the university, to get to know the university. And they do have the challenge, right? Because they can win a scholarship, Who doesn't want
exactly.
that? So they do put themselves out there.
All right. So inside the My Way program, like I said, there is the badges, right? So it goes from there you go. It goes from learner stage to master stage, right? So we are developing. We're still developing this, but it's already something that is solid, let's say, because it's going to be implemented. These badges are used for multinational companies, so they are cryptified, they are licensed to be a certificate, a well-proved certificate, right? And some of our partners are going to accept that as a requirement in universities. So, of course, there will be rules to follow and challenges to be made, but for example, on the master's stage, this student will be able to speak in public confidently, even better than us.
For sure.
We're going to be on this stage for sure in the future. But this is what they're going to do. They're going to present live to our team. So all the presentation skills and public speaking skills, they are going to have that. They're going to have skills for interviews and internships also. So they're going to master communication for sure. And above, there's much more inside, but I'm focusing more on the communication aspect because they can have we all have different personalities, right? But what we really want is authenticity. So how we keep our being authentic, but still speak in public and communicate what our ideas are and insights are. So that is another research that we made that students are lacking. They post that they're okay, let's say a simple example, they post they're really doing great, but inside they're not. So how can we do that? So how can we work with that? We have a psychologist here at Efígie that speaks with students of over 12 sessions throughout the year, but it could be more if the students need. But the really, what we want to focus is that students will have support of a psychologist whenever they want, right? That is exactly what we offer at our counseling program. But of course, in a My Way program, we will have the psychologist support of creating activities and opportunities for them to really practice that, right? That mentality of being good, right, with themselves and expressing their opinions.
Students need a challenge, right? Like we said in the beginning, high schoolers, they, as soon as that bell rings, they go home and that's it. They're not going beyond, and they are thirst for knowledge. They do want to know more. They do want to experience more. When they do enter the My Way program and they start to conquer the badges, it's going to be amazing because step by step, we're helping them build their portfolio. Exactly. As soon as they reach the master stage, they're ready to apply. They already know the course they want. They already know where they want to go. They're certain of it. Like, last thing we want is to send a student that, it's going to get there as soon as it jumps out of the plane, wants to come back home because it didn't adapt, because they were not ready. That's not only an age thing. This is a psychological thing that you do need to be prepared,
And one thing that also happens, students will stay, for example, the 4 years or 3 years, but they will not be the ambassador, be the representative for that university. So if they go ready, they will go prepared for just, doing what they can and the max and represent the school. They arrive with that mentality of representing the university. So,
yeah, it's going to be, the badges are going to be so great. But we said since the beginning, we've been talking about this. This is our Efígie Talk Fair. This is the moment, kids. This is the challenge where students want to participate. They have been calling, they have been messaging since the last challenge. As soon as it was done, they already, when is the next one?
Exactly.
They do want to be challenged. They do want to participate. And of course, who doesn't want to win a scholarship and amazing prizes, huh? Can we play the video so they can see a little bit about how our fair looks like? Let's see if it works. There you go. So it is 100% online. The fair looks amazing. They feel like they're not inside their house. They're in challenge. That they can choose from. They can watch webinars. They can interact with the university. It's an amazing event.
And this year is going to be much better, actually.
Oh, yes, we have a little surprise.
Yeah. So the challenge will be inside the fair, right? Before it was just the portfolio and the results, let's say, after the fair. But this year, they will have steps inside the online fair. So they will have little icons and badges also that they can be approved after an activity, after an interaction. And it will be very exciting for the younger ones also, because they are really searching for, and parents, they're really searching for something to put on their portfolio. And this challenge is exactly that. They will create a portfolio for themselves, which is to talk about them, and they will create a portfolio answering the challenge, which is the enigma, after going inside all booths. And one thing that really on our presentations, on our conversations with representatives, we always say that they will be prepared before going in the fair. So most of you know that they ask, for example, what do you have for me? What programs do you have?
Those are boring questions.
Yeah,
that's not what we want.
Do you have scholarships, right? So before the fair, we're going to have a workshop, a course almost, telling them how to communicate, how to organize also. So remember the productive tools? Some were didn't participate, let's say, on the Efígies challenge because of that, because they don't know how to control, they don't know how to organize themselves, and they know, oh, I'm going to fail. So when we show them that we're going to, the way that they should organize and communicate, they feel much more confident and
secure, right? And secure exactly. To participate. Because some students, they give up, before trying because they feel like they're not going to be able to.
Exactly.
Okay, everybody is capable, everybody can do it. They only need a little push, and this is what we're going to do.
Yeah, and the one thing that I was going to mention is one tip, for example, just for you to know, okay, so what are you going to tell them? Simple. You have to go in the site, right, on the university that you're in, and search for the course that you might be interested in. And the question will be, okay, so I'm interested in this course. Can you tell me more about it? So you will have more data, right? You will have, okay, so this, five students are interested in engineering, 6 students are interested in psychology. So you have more data, and of course you will communicate and connect more quickly with students. Because I think everybody knows here that feelings is the one that sell, right? We have to really, and it has to be honest too, not only because of the sale, but because of the honesty that is in that interaction. They will feel that. And we also be more happier also with the sale, right? Because when we speak from our hearts, like we are trying to do here with Efígies, we're getting out of the box here, out of the comfort zones, and trying to really show you what Efígies, what is important to Efígies. They will also do that for you or for us as an agency, right? All right, so I guess we can go to the next one. Yes, so I talked to some of our partners and some of our contacts. And we're going to share some key strategies here to attract my students, right? I think this is the one, the objective of everyone here. All right, so one of the things that we tested, really tested and really analyzed the data after is the live selfie tours. We don't know why we're in Elka, but that cell phone that you hear, you're a representative and you're showing the school, it gives a
personal sense to the student. They feel like it's not all Photoshop. It's not all, through the
formal.
Yes, and they feel more comfortable. And this is very important because Brazilians, they tend to be, spacious and talkative, and they need to feel comfortable.
Yeah. So that is one thing that you have to note down. So live selfie tours, simple. You don't even have to make a script. Make a okay. So first I'm going to go there, and second I'm going to go over there. You just be yourself, let's say, and speak to students. So it has to be raw. So basically, that's the summary of the live selfie tours. It has to be raw. And the second most effective way of attracting Brazilian students. We say Brazilian students because all the research that we did, it was based on Brazil, right? Was the interview with a future or, of course, an actual student in the university. And also the important thing here, the key thing is to make it informal also. So make it raw. Of course, you will have some topics, right, to talk to students, but just give those topics to the student, for example, and let them create something that they want to talk about, or even they can create PowerPoints, but they have to create it, right? Out of their wants and needs, right? What they can present themselves. And have a conversation, a Q&A with our Brazilian students that are interested in universities. And in this interview, one of the main topics that you must talk about with this student is the surroundings. What is going on and what do they have available in the surroundings of the universities? Not only the campus life, but the surroundings outside of universities.
The whole student life, right?
Exactly.
Not only in the classroom, but outside of the classroom. Is it walking distance? Where can I go? What's the best food? What do you recommend? Some universities do use, former students to do this, because then you can see yourself inside of their shoes, oh, I can do that. Oh, they went there. I can go there as well. So this is what we want to bring them. We want to make students see themselves already living with you guys.
It's interesting that you talked about food, because one of the main topics also that students love to hear is about what will I be able to eat, right? I know it's kind of okay.
Really?
Yeah, we want to talk about our universities. But once they talk about something that they feel, they smell, they have every day, and you put that desire for them, they will be like, okay, I have to go there because, of course, the university, the campus, the surroundings, and the food, right? Yeah. They will put that feeling on top of the list. So that's a tip that normally agencies don't give, because they didn't research about this, right?
Yeah, the focus is only on, the course is only on the school.
The quality, of course.
Of course,
all schools have,
that's
right?
so important, of course, but don't focus on that, The students want to know more. Students want to know, what am I going to eat for dinner? What am I doing on the weekend? I'm going to be living there for 4 years. What am I going to do?
Exactly.
So we do need to give them this kind of, amplified view of where they're going to.
Exactly. And speaking of life, right, as a student, the third topic that most students love to see is a day in the life of a student, right? So you can get any students to agree with this, right? I think everybody did this once, right?
I think so.
On Instagram. But they can have some clips from the morning. They wake up and what they do at night, of course, and some of inside university or online, now that we're online. But a day in a life is very effective also, because they see from the opinion of a student. Like the interview, right? But this is for other that likes really detailed information, let's say, and personal information from someone that is already at a university. All right, so the fourth most seek for students when they're searching on Google and they're searching for universities is the stories on Instagram, not the posts, but stories. What we do is we create stories with multi-choice questions. For example, did you know what kind of famous people studied here? right? What famous person studied here? So they will have 3 options. They will select and just curiosities and make them involved with
Yeah,
the
kind of
university.
like fun facts, right?
Exactly.
That everybody likes to know a fun fact.
But it has to be something that they click,
Something-
right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
participate.
Don't
Yeah.
make them write it down. They're not going to.
No, definitely. And of course, everything that we're doing here is based on surveys. So surveys has to be done by universities. For example, some questions that you are not so sure that you are attending to students. So for example, one of the things that students really are interested about is the clubs available inside the university, or the groups. Some of them called clubs, some of them called groups, but types of community that they create for a certain objective, right? So you can talk about these groups or clubs that you have in your university for them to have an idea of what they expect when they arrive. Okay, so I can do this, I can participate in this group or this club because I have something to say, because I'm good at this. And they need to know beforehand because they have that expectation of the Netflix, right?
Oh, yes, they
Okay.
do. It's the Netflix mentality. When they call us, I want to go to Harvard, I want to go to Oxford. Of course, those are dream schools. Those are dream universities. But there is so much more out there. There's so much more schools, so much more courses. And what we like to say, the future jobs are not here yet. Mm-hmm. The future courses, they're not here yet. So we do need to have the outside of the box thinking with them. We do need to, amplify their knowledge of what else is out there. Everything else is out there. We need to show them this. All the tips and strategies Carol has, it's all based on relationship. It's all based on trusting the school. It's all based on communication. Bringing that student closer to you, bringing them into your family, almost.
Exactly. Perfect. All right. So another thing that students told us that they really want to see always and check upon, for example, compare with other universities, is maps, right? Like I told you, surroundings, okay, we already talked about this, but the maps show really, okay, so an hour from there, what do we have? 2 hours from there, what do we have? What can we make, for example, with my friends, where can we go? So this is, they told us that they usually search on Google Maps simply by the name of the universities and see what they can do. But you also can create a tour, create an ideal weekend away from university, for example, or a place, this is really good, a place for you to go with your friends to study. So a quiet place or a different place for inspiration. Some creatives like those places, right? To create.
We're talking something beside the library, something outside of the actual school and the dorms.
Exactly.
Something outside a park. I love to read at the beach. It's perfect.
Exactly.
Something like that.
So to give them perspectives, oh yeah, that's a good idea. I can improve myself, improve my relationship with my friends, and study at the same time. Or, of course, just have fun, right? You don't have to study
all the time.
But that is another thing that students love to see, is the possibility of traveling when they arrive at the university as well. So I think we're
almost out of time. I want to thank everybody for watching us. This is the first video of a series that we're going to do with little tips and strategies, and always talking to our partners to understand them better, always doing research to share with all of our partners and friends.
Exactly. So keep in touch with us. all of you know us already, because we will create another Efígies Cup of Tea with specifically how can we create these strategies. So for example, live selfie tours, there's tips, there's tricks for that, right? What kind of keywords can we say? Who can participate? Because it's selfie, but somebody can participate with a key kind of a catchphrase, for example, of the university. There are some really cool and effective tips that we are going to give on the next episode. Can we say that?
Can we call it an episode? Let's call it an episode.
Yeah,
This is episode 1.
I think we invented that now. So on the next episode of Efígies Cup of Tea, we will talk about each key strategies. Not all of them.
And the badges.
Right? Yes, exactly. We'll have all the updates about how students will better themselves using the badges process that we created, that Lara created, right? That is very awesome. All right, you guys. So this was just a quick chat, and thank you everybody for and understanding, of course, because it's our first one, right, Melka?
Yeah.
We're always going to improve, but always note down, go back to the video and note down the key strategies, because it will make the service, the customer experience much better after you implement this. Yeah, so I think we can end it, right?
Yes, thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
guys.
everybody.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, happy Friday. That's good. Bye-bye. Oh my God.